Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. It's an exciting day. No, actually, it's an incredible day. We are going to talk about every single product that's made by Microwear. Microwear is a smartwatch company that actually makes these things, and they're going full guns to get their products out there, including showing up this week in China at a very special Global Sources Mobile Electronics Show in Hong Kong. 18th through 21st of October. If you're in the neighborhood, drop in, check it out, where they will be exhibiting all four of these watches. The Microwear H1, H2, X2, and L1. And guess what? They're all here. Yeah, every single one of them. Oh, we're going to take a look at them and pump out some quick reviews because we definitely want you guys to see these. Now, the H1, we already did a review on that. Check the show notes, and probably at the end in the corners I'll have a link to this one so you can take a look at the H1 review. But we have not seen the H2 or the L1, or the new band, the X2. So, where do you want to start? Let's begin with this one. We've been hearing some great things about the H2, so let's take a look at it. It's an Android watch, and it's got its own really nice, unique, solid design. Check this out. With an integrated camera that doesn't even look like it. Looks like widescreen too, huh? 2 buttons, a highlight accent here. You can get it in black with the silver highlight, or silver with black. It's got a nice TPU band, strong, sturdy, solid looking watch. On the bottom, you've got a SIM card area to put in a SIM, heart rate monitor, and charging area. And inside the box, we've got, no doubt, the charging cable itself, which is our standard 4-pin magnetic coupled charger. We like to pop that on to check out the battery strength. Yeah, it's good. It's not falling off. You get a good connection, good charge out of that. We've got a manual, and inside the manual, we have the instructions in English. Okay, we're going to look at the manual real quick. Always do that so you can freeze frame it. I've actually gone back sometimes and said, how do you do that? And I bring up my old video and I take a look at the manual and go, oh, there it is. So, worthwhile taking a few moments to show you the manual close up, because I don't see these available online in PDF format or downloadable from the companies. And this was a total English manual. A lot of times it's Chinese on one side and English on the other. Check that QR code there. You're going to want to scan that. Yeah, you can scan it right off of your screen and locate the app. That's the tethering app. It's called the Y-Watch, W-I-I Watch. It's a standard one for these Android watches to use for tethering. You might also try Funduwear and another app called MediaTek Smart Device. They will sometimes work, because they're all kind of from the same source. Okay, that's the manual and all this information on the watch. Again, it's the Microwear H2, and this one's coming to us from Microwear, which means you got a lot of different buying sources. When you check the show notes down below, click on the link. That will take you to a page that lists all the different vendors that Microwear distributes to. So choose whichever one you're comfortable with. Choose by price, by quality, by whatever choice you go with. In terms of specs for the H2, it's a typical Android watch by today's standards. A standard 1.39-inch 400 by 400 screen. And it's running Android 5.0, it claims here. Usually it's 5.1. A 1 gigahertz processor with 1 gigabyte of RAM and 16 gigabytes of total storage. No external memory card. Basic watch with these networks. The display is AMOLED. A camera that's your basic 2 megapixels. They're being honest here. software interpolated to pretend to be 5 megapixels, but it's actually 2 megapixel. Folks, that's all you're getting on these watches. 0.3, 1.3, or 2.0 megapixel. They don't come bigger than that, so don't complain. Not yet anyway, until we start seeing them show up. SIM card, picture format, additional features. And one thing that isn't talked about here, and we all want to know, and that's battery life. Well, I want to give a shout out to one of my peers here on YouTube, the Chigz Tech Review, who has prepared an amazing video. There'll be a link in the show notes, or just Google for Android smartwatch battery test, and you'll probably pull up this video. Now, this is a screenshot of his video at the conclusions, and sorry if I've stolen your thunder for all of the results, but it's well worth watching the video to see how he's testing the battery life on all these watches he has in his possession. What I want to tell you, if you eliminate the TicWatch, which is not an Android watch, all these other ones are Android, that's really good battery life. I mean, the TicWatch can't be beat. It's amazing. 300 milliamp hour battery, giving you 94% charge after all the testing he's done. Eliminate that one and look at all the rest of them. The LES1, the Z-Blaze Store. Here's the H2. There's the H1, the i4 Air, Limfo LES2, the Digero D101, and this one, the DM98 with a 900 milliamp hour battery. Now check this out. This one we're going to look at today, the H2. Got 73% battery life after this extensive test, where all these other ones got these numbers. This is that big watch, remember? The 900 milliamp hour one that looks like a boat sitting on your arm, is actually less battery life left than on this H2 after the testing. That says a lot. This has a 400 milliamp hour battery in it, but it lasted incredibly long. I don't know why, but it did. And this is the first valid testing I've seen on the web for burn-in for battery life testing. So please check it out. Give this guy some love. Definitely give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. I suggest it. I'm hoping he gets more watches as a result and does more battery testing. Yeehaw! All right, let's charge this thing up and take a look at it. This is a really attractive watch. Okay, here we are. Let's take off the little plastic protection cover on the front. And let's fire it up. Is it the bottom button? Yeah, I felt a vibration, and it's beginning. Now, check this out, everybody. As it's coming up, did you notice? Oh, there's the sound. Android. Did you notice with the balloon and the blue background that the screen was edge to edge? Did you see that? Yeah, this is one of those that we've been dreaming about. There you go with the background. Look at that. Edge to edge, including the watch face, completely fills the screen. So that's a big plus for this brand new watch. It's an Android watch that actually does deliver on edge-to-edge screen technology. Now it's about to fade out on me, so I'm going to go in here and discover that everything is in Chinese. Now if this happens to you, you're going to look for an icon that looks like settings. You're going to go down and look for an icon that looks like language. Somehow, that looks like it's got a letter A in it. And you're going to hope that somewhere in here, it's going to switch it to English. So let's try this one. Here we go. Now you get to see all the languages that are installed in the watch. Love it. We get to cover everything, all by just trying to get the watch functional. It definitely came straight from China. There, now we switched it back to English. And we're operating in English from the settings, which we found from the icon. I know, it does happen to us every now and then, and it's good to know what to look for to bail yourself out of it. The bezel's really interesting. Look at that, it's got screws around the edges. I don't know if that means you could take it off or not. I'm not going to really try that. It's, I won't say the thinnest watch on the market, but look at that. It's got the speaker right underneath the edge here. And I like the design. It's a good, solid, sturdy design. Did you see it go on? It means it has that twist to turn on thing activated, and it activates with the watch face you've chosen. So let's go in and update the settings quickly. I'm going to make the sound all the way up so you get to hear what that sounds like. Not terribly loud, but not terribly soft either. Okay. Basic stuff that you can do with the sound, the display. We're going to pop it up way off of 15 seconds, and I'll take it all the way to 30 minutes so I can relax. Don't have to worry about that. Your brightness levels go all the way down to there, which is really nice and dim. Wow, very impressive. Good night level and extremely bright. This should work really well outdoors in the sunlight. Another thumbs up for this watch. I like it. Okay. What else we got to do here? Nothing. The app style, we can have a list, a round, or a matrix. List was individual. We saw that. Round puts them in a circle, and matrix is a 4x4 display. Connection. This is where we're going to want to go in and turn on Wi-Fi and find your router and get yourself on the network. And just to show you what the keyboard looks like, wow, it's really different. First of all, it's white lettering on black. It's taking up the middle of the watch. I haven't seen this kind before. And how does it work? Well, pretty good. You can see the flashes above as it puts the lettering in. Shift key is easy on the side. Your number keys are over there and all your symbols. Okay, and check mark. All right, well, that isn't getting me on, but I want to show you the keyboard layout and the process you'd go through. There's your Bluetooth. You can run it as a Wi-Fi hotspot and airplane mode, turning on GPS and so forth. That's all in connectivity. Gesture, here's where we have the screen on raising, and you can turn off the pedometer. Give you a little bit extra battery, but it won't be tracking your steps. Power savings mode. Okay, shows you. This is great. It's going to show you which apps are using up all of your power. Most of the time, it's the screen. And it's nice when you see the power savings giving you that kind of refined detail. Language and input is where we just selected English. You can also modify and change your keyboard and do your voice input and your text-to-speech output. I'd like to point out that here you can actually go in and do changing to your default languages and listen to an example.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
There. That gives you an example of what the speaker sounds like full volume.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Okay. Voice input, you have capabilities of doing basic Google recognition or the enhanced Google recognition where you give the keyword and the watch will wake up and work with you on that. So that's part of it. Your date and time can be set automatically, or you can do it manually. And you can reset your equipment, uninstall any applications that ship with it, which there are none. And of course, check out the watch. Go in and check for a wireless update or a system update. And this is the specifics on this watch. It's the H2 running Android 5.1. The security patch is the baseband. The kernel version says it's Saturday, July 22nd, 2017, and July 21st for the build number. So check your firmware when you get it to see if it matches this, is newer or is older. All right. So we're in the app section, but before we dive into that, let's give an idea of what it does. When you swipe down, you get the basic screen, followed by the information screen, where you can silence the device here, or go back into volume. That's your raise the hand, or twist the wrist to see the time. Airplane mode, cellular data, and of course your GPS. This is a Chinese symbol for brightness, I think. Wow, I haven't seen that one. Okay, that's the lowest, middle, and high. Wow, and high is really, really bright, folks. We're actually doing this thing. Oh, there you go. There's low. I had scaled it before when I was in brightness. Oops, that's Bluetooth. Let's make it middle. But you're going to need to learn, I guess, Chinese, because they didn't get that translated to low, medium, and high in this version of the firmware. And that's Wi-Fi. And over here is your pedometer. It'll give you your step count on a daily basis. Easy enough. When you go to the left, notifications, if there are any. When you go to the right, there's all of your apps. In this case, in the linear, but it's circular. Kind of a nice adaptation to the normal way of displaying it, because now you can read what the apps are. And if you go to the right again, you get to a music player, and that's it. And from the watch face, if you go up, you'll get to your weather. And that's it. And of course, you got to be on Wi-Fi or cellular to have that all set up. So that's how it operates. Very basic. Contacts, phone, and messaging has to do with having a SIM card in it. We just went through our settings. Your standard browser, calendar, clock for setting your alarms, camera. That's one worth looking at. We'll pop open the camera. Where is it? There it is. It's on the side. We will line it up best we can. There we go. And take a picture. If I hit the button. There, took it, but off center. Let's try it again. There. And I can shoot a little video. Now we're recording a video clip, and I'm moving it around just to give you a sample. You can see the time on the far right, and I'll stop it. Okay, and it saved that. They're over here on the side. Well, we can go and get them in gallery. Okay, so it played the video. It had the orientation that way. I'm sure you can work with that and change it if you want to. In terms of scaling, you ready? No, we don't have pinch and zoom, but we do have double tap and a double tap again. So you can scale this thing up 2 times by double tapping. Regular, once, twice, and back. That's good to know. And that's it for camera and gallery. The back button here, and I bet this is home, takes you all the way back. Music's your basic music player. Sound recorder will let you record your voice and play it back again. File managers where we actually see what's going on in the watch. So you see I've got an available 12.3 gigabytes out of the 16. All the rest of it is used for the operating system and firmware and stuff like that. You have the clock skin folder already here with nothing in it, but that's where you could put custom watch faces. So this definitely supports the custom watch faces. And all these other things are just stock that come with it. So as you install apps, they would live inside of there. The health section does our heart rate and basic pedometer settings, where you can your interval pedometer. So if you want to start a run or a walk or something and calculate steps versus time, that's what you can do in this portion of it. And of course, the heart rate is going to activate the sensor, which I'll do against my finger, and should start beeping and taking the heart rate. I'm noticing a little bit different interface here in some of the layouts, which is nice. This is good. I love it when you got a good, bright display, especially outdoors. White against black, large digits. You should be able to see your heart rate outside. That's another thumbs up for this watch. It's also continuously doing it while you have it on, which is nice. And I'm going to click over here. Oh, wow, look at that. It showed you the duration of time that I did it. Oh, I've never seen this one. Wow, double thumbs up. Look at this one. I get the minimum, an average, and a maximum heart rate on this date for that interval. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Okay, now I'm getting really excited about this watch. I'm going to wear this one. I'm going to test that out. I've never seen that before. So imagine in the health section that you can go in here, set up an interval pedometer thing, and start your run, then come back over here and start your heart rate thing and do your whole run, and it's going to be computing your minimum and maximum and average heart rate over that time. I love it. Wow. Oh, so fun to discover new stuff. Weather's your basic weather. And of course, we're not on the network, so we're not seeing it. Voice search is going to let you do the typical Google thing without necessarily having to log into Google and, ask the watch what you want to ask it. Of course, you got to be on Wi-Fi or cellular for it to work. The Google Play Store, Google Maps, Connect Phone. This is where you're going to scan this and download an app into your phone that's going to let you do limited tethering. We talked about that a lot. It's using the same basic apps that all of our Android watches do, so I'm not expecting anything revolutionary there. But you should be able to get your basic notifications. You're not going to use this as a phone with your phone number in your actual cell phone. It's not a tethering watch like that, but it does do some stuff with that connection. Your basic calculator, which is a simple one here. Now here's one where, I would like to see a larger display personally. That's really tiny to try to read outdoors. Much better when the numbers are as big as here. But it's a basic calculator. You can always download apps that are calculators or timers or anything else you want to, because this is an Android device. Remote capture lets this work as a trigger for your phone to take a picture when you're tethered. Music control for controlling the music on your phone. Find My Device is also related to making your phone beep if you've left it behind. And then you can switch platforms, whether you're using an iOS or an Android phone. And okay. And it just switched over to that, so it now would be talking to Android and rebooting itself. Again, look at that screen. It's edge to edge, and it's full. Very nice. All right, this is a first look. I don't have a bunch of apps installed. I'm not doing any of the testing of the GPS or Antutu or any of that. There are antennas in the bands. You can see them right there. The bands are not removable. It's not waterproof. You're not going to take this swimming because the back cover just sits there where your SIM card goes. But it is protected by putting it in there, so it should definitely work for you. And the last thing is, of course, taking a look at what our watch faces look like. Let's start at the very beginning. That's creative. A bright one, white. Remember, it's an AMOLED display, so staying away from bright ones could probably save your battery somewhat. Here's another one. These are all looking different, so I'm going to take the time to actually show them to you here. I'm very impressed with the display. And you can see the display very easily, and it's totally flat. There's no raised bezel here at all. A lot of, I'm going to need extra thumbs to give all the thumbs up on this one. This is, sure, I'll show it to you on. I'm sorry, I know you've been waiting for that. Here you go. Slides in real easy. And very attractive. Wow. Wow. Is it becoming a new favorite? Depends on how it handles the apps, but it's 16 gigabyte on this one, right? And 1 gigabyte of RAM. So it's got what you need. It's got, it's got a lot going for it. It's a little bit smaller overall, see? So it'll work with a smaller arm. I think it's going to be good. What about some of the other watch faces? We'll just page through them quickly. If you see anything you like, let me know. I'll stop on it. Okay, there's that one. The second hands are going, the seconds are ticking kind of differently here. Okay, some of these are stock ones. We've seen a lot of these before. That's the one that it booted up with. That's their standard one, apparently. These are all stock watch faces. No custom ones put in here yet. Oh, yeah, we've seen all of these, right? You like my roosters? I bet you can hear them if you turn the volume up. Again, I'm showing off that edge-to-edge display. Really nice. And the bezel, wow, with the screws, it just gives us this whole different kind of an effect. Yeah, that's a classic one. And when you get to the very end, oh, there you go. That's something new. Okay. Oh, interesting. The hands are floating below the digits, like the digits have been stuck over it. Okay. There's a globe. Now, a drone watch face. I'm sure you have a drone already, right? If you've got a watch, you've got a drone because you're into this technology. Oh, that's classy. That looks good. Wow. All right, there's the one you see a lot on the sports watches. Really easy to read outside. As a result, don't think this is functional because I haven't been using it, obviously, to collect steps and data, but it's simulated. But it does show you step count down here, which is at 0, and the date. And here, now, two things to show you here. This little circle lets you refresh the whole display in case you get stuck in a situation. It's always good to hit that one after you install some new custom apps. And two ways of doing custom apps. One is hitting here, and that'll get you connected to the server where you can download watch faces simply by just touching a button that says download. It'll put them on the watch, does it right from the internet, but you got to have your Wi-Fi on. The second way is by putting any of the watch faces that we cover here in our YouTube channel or several other places that you can get them, drop them into that clock skin folder you saw before with the file manager. Come back and touch that thing and let them all refresh themselves and install, and you can put in custom watch faces that way. So two different ways of doing it, and you got yourself a fun little watch. Yeah, you've been watching Smartwatch Ticks, and there's a lot of buying choices for the H2, and I'm going to encourage you to go down to the show notes down below. Microwear has a special link down there. You click that link, and it'll show you all the different buying sources one by one. Click on that, and it'll take you right to the buying page of each of the resellers of the Microwear H2. It's a nice concept. Makes it a lot easier for you to find what's available instead of searching around for it everywhere and compare prices and capabilities. Okay, well, airplanes are coming over. Roosters are going off. I think it's time to wrap it up. And one more thing, as good old Steve Jobs used to say. I'm going to bring attention back to Chigz Tech Reviews for the Android smartwatch battery test. Google it. Watch this video. Encourage him to definitely continue doing testing on these watches because the H2, the one we're looking at, has outshined with a 400 milliamp hour battery the DM98 or LEM4 with a 900 milliamp battery. It's actually lasted longer in the tests and significantly longer than all the others, including the H1 made by the same company, which actually came in almost the worst score. So the H2, if you don't need removable bands and waterproofing and all those bells and whistles, what we just looked at with this incredible screen that's edge to edge and nice design, also has the best battery life of all that have been tested so far. It's definitely worth checking out. Now we're done. We'll see you again soon.